Where's there it is. Okay.
We're live.
Okay, this thing on air is live.
Did it show up for you? Or didn't show up for me.
Oh, hi, Porphy.
Right here? Oh my god.
Right here. Porphy.
Did it happen? Did it work?
Did it? Let's see.
We're a mess. We're such a mess.
Over here.
Fine.
You're so rude.
Oh, it's working. Yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, it's working. I see it.
I'm so jazzed.
You guys, we figured it out.
We did it.
We did it. I'm so proud of us.
Okay.
So let's all tweet about it.
I'm
Jonathan, get out of here.
I'm trying to make sure that everyone knows where we are.
I'm gonna fight you on the live stream.
I can't tell who's here now. Oh wait, I could go in a different. Do you have a link to your channel on your Twitter, Deja?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, I think. Yes. I shared the link and I tagged the Hot Mess Book Club, so you can just share that.
Perfect. I'm just gonna retweet that.
We are.
We did it.
We are here, fam. Oh my god.
We did it.
What? Claire got bit by a horse.
What?
Amazing.
What?
It's
Like just now, or
no, not just now.
Earlier today?
I apparently a while ago.
that's amazing.
What a gift.
I love a good Christmas gift.
Okay.
What a gift. Okay, I'm gonna try and look so I can see the comments.
Yeah, same here.
Now that you know. I'm here and all.
Whoa.
Quit.
I am
No.
like screaming
Get off of there.
forever.
Forever screaming. It's fine. We're all yelling. Everything's on fire.
I don't think I will ever recover from this.
Where did you put your bone at?
We're
We will prevail.
We got this.
Not
Hold
at all.
strong.
But you know, we're here, and you know.
The most important thing is we're all together.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute this so that I'm not just hearing us 2 times over. But I'm hoping I can see the chat.
All right. If anybody's here, say hello in the comment section. So we know there's people.
This is sort of
Is anyone
broadcast.
here? There's 7 people here. Good.
There's
Wait,
7 people here.
Anyone
Oh, cool.
making any comments? Or have they not?
I don't see anybody.
Say hi in the chat box.
I can't. Where? What have I done? What have I done?
Hey, my girl!
Hello.
Oh, someone said hi. Yay, now I know. Okay.
We're such a mess.
Trying
Oh my
so
God.
hard
We are.
right now.
What did my guinea pig just do?
Kayla's here too.
Yay!
So we ran into
Yay.
technical
This is the best
difficulties.
birthday gift.
I can't
So
hear.
we're
anyone.
having
Oh,
it.
Charles is here.
Yeah.
My boy Charles.
Hey!
I'm so jazzed. This is great.
There we go. There
The
we go.
best birthday ever.
Yes.
All right, Rhiannon.
Happy
kick it off.
birthday to you, first and foremost.
Okay.
Oh my god, this computer is very slow. Just
It's fine.
screeching. Okay, so we have humans here. We're here. It's like an hour late, but you know, it's whatever.
It's fine.
It's fine. We're fine.
It's fine.
We're fine. So just so everyone knows, the issue was that we postponed the live stream to tonight, and so I'm here at a friend's house, and I'm like, I'm just gonna log into my account here. Didn't work, so I put in the right code and everything, and I know I put in the right password because I did it on my phone just to double check, and it worked. But this computer won't let me, so I tried that for like 30 minutes, didn't work out. So long story short, I'm on my friend's email account to be here on Deja's channel tonight. So So it's good. It's good. That's why we're late. I even had it like scheduled, so I'm just gonna have to go back and delete it because it's probably telling everybody I'm about to go live, and it's like, nope, I'm not.
It's like, where is she? She's gone, girl.
I'm just in the wind.
Hopefully everybody sees the tweet. And they
Hi, Porky.
see it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, she's joining us. I love a guest.
So before we talk about the book, I will go ahead and just like reiterate what book we're reading in January. That seems to be the pattern.
Oh, drum roll.
So we are going to be reading Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman for January. We're super excited. And Renegades and that one tied twice. So we just did a tiebreaker in-house, and we're like, what book can we safely read at the last minute? Because we always do. And we chose Norse Mythology based on that.
Renegades is almost 600 pages long, and I was like, I want to read it, but not in a 2-week span, because I'll keep it until like a week before the live show because I'm trash.
I can't find it.
So yeah.
She is mad.
She is mad.
Oh my gosh, Hannah, I'm so excited you're here. Even though it's 3 a.m. your time.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So yeah, Norse Mythology, Neil Gaiman, January. Join us, be there, or be square if we can even manage to get to our own live stream.
I know.
We'll announce the date for that later, and hopefully stick to it this time. But now we're going to talk about This Mortal Coil, so if you didn't read with us this month, go away. No spoilers for this book especially, because it was crazy.
It was nuts.
It was
kind of insane.
amazing. I loved it. I loved it so much. So
It was really good.
we're going to move into that part, so hopefully you're gone if you don't want spoilers.
Or if you just don't care about the book and you want to be spoiled and still hang out with us, that's cool too.
That's cool too, although I highly recommend you do read it because it was very good.
It was pretty neat. Was this her debut?
Yes.
I didn't think she
Was it really?
Yeah.
She's like a pure scientist like me. Kind of. That's cool.
Well, I can go into your room and then you won't be spoiled. I feel bad that your family won't hear me anyway. Anyway, okay, so sorry. Sidebar. Let's just go around like we do each month and say like what we rated it and like a brief summary of how we felt, and then we'll move on. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, I guess. I don't know. Sorry. I still don't know, like, what I want my rating to be. I'm, like, going between a 3.5 and a 4. Because it took some time for me to, like, really get into it. Because I felt like a good majority of the beginning was very, like, not info dumpy, but kind of info dumpy. So I was like, I wasn't as invested in the plot until like close to halfway through. So that was my biggest gripe about it, was I felt like it's not even that it was slow going. I just wasn't invested in any of the characters or anything until like close to halfway, and then I was like, oh shit. But I'm still like trying to sit with my rating.
With your emotions.
Basically.
Who's next?
I'll
go.
Or no, Deja can go.
Oh.
Deja will go.
Okay. I gave it a 3.8. It was a really good, but I'm really specific. It was really good. My only pet peeve with this book is the fact that every epiphany that happened was the way it was written. It was like they suddenly realized what was happening, or they suddenly realized what they were saying. And I was like, if you say realize one more time in this book,
Deja,
it was getting on my
I can't hear anything you're saying, and I want to hear it so bad.
Oh no, I can
you
hear what
can't hear
Deja's saying.
Yeah,
I can
Okay.
hear what you're saying, but I can't hear what she's saying. I don't understand.
She basically said like they use the word realized a lot.
Too much.
The word realized.
Okay, I'm sorry. The audio here is very bad. I'm just gonna smile and nod.
Okay.
Me.
Next person. Okay, I'll go. I was pretty much the same as Morgan. It took me forever to get into this book and like be invested in it. And there were things that happened like the latter part that like totally I didn't find like predictable at all. And usually I'm pretty good at like predicting plots. So that was really exciting. But it took me forever to start it. Like every time I went to pick it up, I like could not get past the first page. And then like the characters, like I don't know, it kind of seemed like it seemed more dystopian to me than sci-fi. So it kind of seems like similar to a lot of other dystopian books I read previously until like the second half. So I don't know. I'll talk more about like I guess like how I felt like after reading like the first chapter or so. But I probably would rate it like 3.5 to 4 stars. Also, I'm still like kind of figuring out where it lies.
So, I heard half of all of that, but from what I heard, everyone's pretty much between a 3.5 and a 4. I did actually rate the book 5 stars.
Really?
I did, but that's because so I don't love sci-fi, but I'm very interested in genetics. So everything that they were talking about and mentioning in the book was something that interested me because even though I don't love just like science in general, I really love genetics. So it really played into my interest in that way. And it played like a movie in my head. Like I could see everything. And I could really imagine it as a movie. And I got attached to the characters. I really liked the twists at the end because I didn't predict them, even though maybe I should have. But I didn't predict. I didn't predict like her identity. That twist I didn't get. I did predict the Lachlan twist at the end that he's not dead, but the other ones really got to me, and I grew to really love Cole, and he turned out to be something I didn't expect him to be. So like the characters were engaging to me. I guess the only character that actually really fell flat for me was Dax. Like I felt like he was weirdly developed.
Yeah.
But as far as like the plot and most of the characters and stuff, I really, really enjoyed it. And because the jargon and the science talk, which was very heavy, was in an area that I liked, it didn't bother me.
Right.
So yeah.
Cool.
I'm glad you liked it so much.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I'm
I liked it a lot too by the time I finished. It just took me like started.
Yeah, it took me for a while. Like I haven't read a sci-fi or a dystopian book especially dystopian. I haven't read anything like remotely dystopian since like The Hunger Games and Divergent were really big. When like dystopian was at its peak, when every book was a dystopian. And I don't know if maybe that's what like took me a while to get into it or what, but it just took me so long to get invested in the plot or in any of the characters. Like for the first like 100-something pages, I didn't give a shit about anybody in this book. I was like, when am I gonna care about them? Like, so I'm a more character-driven person than I am plot-driven. Like, the plot can be mediocre as long as the characters are really fleshed out and great.
I'm the same way.
But I thought the plot was like carrying itself well, and I thought it was interesting. Like once it started picking up, but it took a while for me to really be invested in the characters. So I think that's another reason why I had like, I don't know, mixed feelings about it. Why are you being reckless right now?
I'm the same way about characters, but I I don't know. I like in the beginning I feel that, but after a while I read it in so little time that I didn't really put it down enough to, because I essentially read it in one sitting. And so there was no real time for me to like set it down and think about how in that portion of the book I didn't feel attached to the characters because I was just reading it all the way through. So I got the development I needed to care about the characters in the same sitting that I started the book, which I think helped because I didn't set it down during a time where I didn't care yet. I kind of, got to the point where I cared about the characters in the same time that I started the book, which I guess maybe helped. And it was also really, like, I'm normally character-driven, but I was really interested in this plot. So it was like the one exception where I felt like I was interested enough in the plot and stuff that it still kept me there. And it was also dark in a way that I really, really like.
It was
because I like dark books, and so
It
all
was
of
really
having to get the thing out of the arm and the wrath and that sort of like really like psychologically like disturbing stuff is actually stuff that I like in books. So I don't know. It played to my I was the audience, I guess, for this one. Because it kind of played to the target
demographic. Morgan and Dana with the fact that I'm sorry, I disagree with them. For me, I was captivated after chapter 1, and chapter 1 was only 10 pages long. I like a book that in the beginning they establish their main character, then they establish the world that they're in, then they get to the plot. Those are the types of books that I like. And I thought that this book really did that well. So like by the end of the first 10 pages, I was like, my mind is blown. They're talking about eating people. It's the end of the world. People are exploding from the inside out. Like, what? This is a lot. So I thought it was a very captivating first chapter.
I agree. I do agree.
I just thought to myself, like, what am I getting into? Like, why?
Yes.
This is what I was telling Deja before we like went on air. But I was like, that line where they're like, we don't eat meat anymore because it tastes so much like people. And I was like, how did they find that out? Like, what is going on? I'm so confused. And I was like, who are there cannibals? Like, I'm confused. And I was like, I don't know what I'm getting into right now. But this is different.
It was the. I'm sorry, I can only hear half of things, so I might be responding to something that it doesn't make sense that I'm responding to it. But it was the scent though.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have a choice. The scent.
It was like before I realized that part. Like, like when I was that initial like, we don't eat meat because it tastes like human. It was like on the second page or something. I like specifically remember the line. I was just like, what? And then like the rest, and later in the chapter, it like becomes clearer what that meant. But like, I was just, I'm so confused. Like, what is this book already? Like, so it definitely like was piquing my interest, but at the same time, like falling flat in different areas.
Same.
Like, the first half, I guess. Like,
I feel like it would have. I think that I'm almost biased because it ticked off some boxes that are specific to me. So I'm almost like not, like I'm not completely an outside party to it because it kind of had so many things that I already liked that it's hard for me to like look at it as, objectively as possible because it really played into my interests, which, I don't have to look at it objectively. I can just say that I really enjoyed it, but I definitely like see what you guys are saying, and there are probably like technical things about her character development and stuff that definitely did objectively fall flat. I don't know. I think the beginning was probably the flattest for me. Definitely not it. Like I was intrigued the same way Deja said. Like when people started exploding, I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's go." But it probably took me until Cole showed up for me to really be like, okay, where are we going? Because I was like, okay, we're still in the cabin, we're still eating people, that's great, but what are we doing now? Like, where are we going? Really, really want to know where is Agnes? Like, I know it kind of explained, but like, where is she? And is she?
Yeah.
I think there is obviously going to be a sequel, but I kind of really wanted to have contact with Agnes again before the book ended. Like not just the leftover messages, but like actual contact.
Yeah.
Because I don't. She was probably the character that I felt like we were supposed to care about that I still don't care about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Agnes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like in the beginning, and then she was at the very end, and she was nowhere in between. So I forgot about her until they mentioned her.
Such an attachment to her that it's like I want to care about Agnes because our main character cares about her so much, and she didn't get enough development before she was gone for me to care about her while we're wondering where she is.
Right.
Which makes me sad because it's still kind of weird that she left her with Cole. Like, I'm still like, really?
You just leave her with this like stranger person.
Why would you do that? Why would you just? Oh, you seem okay. You burned your hands a couple times. I'm gonna go.
I gave you soup. I can trust you with this person I care about immensely.
Like, that seems a little. So she's probably the character that I actually that really fell flat for me.
All 2 seconds of Agnes, really.
Right. She's really there. I want to know more about Lee.
Yeah.
Like, I liked him.
I did too. I was so intrigued.
I feel like he's gonna have a bigger part in the next book, because this one we were kind of getting like little glimpses of what he does and what he can do and his importance, but it wasn't like spotlight. It was more just like he's here. Yeah, and it really set up for the whole like the Zara whatever children to be like a big deal and like kind of be like the power group.
And the other two like subjects or whatever who are part of the
I hope they're incorporated in the next one.
Me too. Yeah. Really
John, she has one over here on the floor. So she's like
how did everyone feel about the twist?
Are we talking about
which one?
Cat is Junbei.
Are we talking about the identity one?
Oh,
I was fucked up. Like I like had an inkling when like Cole originally was like, "Oh, you remind me so much of her." Like when he put his hand on her waist or something, like earlier in the book. I was like, "Oh my god, how fucked up would it be if Cat was Junbei?" And then I was like, I was shook. Like that's the only word I can use to describe my feelings in that moment. I was not okay.
I did not see it, even though I probably should have.
I didn't see it at all.
So because I was just reading it so quickly, I didn't like stop to think about each little thing I was reading, so I was shocked. But I actually loved it. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved it so much more because they were setting it up to be, like, Cat versus Junbei. Like, she was going to be super envious and, like, catty with Junbei if she was another character. And so I was, like, not excited for that at all. Like, 0% excitement. And then she turned out to be her, and I was like, yeah, do it. I was like, yeah.
I think that one of the things that made this book good at the same time bad was the fact that there were so many moments of like climax. She doesn't have hypergenesis. Her dad's really alive. She's actually Junbei. Her dad put this virus in her. She is actually there were so many different moments of climax that after every one I was kind of just a little less excited when the next one showed up.
I felt like that's like I don't know if I was less excited. I think that's like really what kept me interested by the end.
All the different twists and stuff.
Yeah, because like, I don't know, because I wasn't super excited about it probably until like after the bunker part.
Yeah.
Like when they were at, what is it, Homestake or whatever?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think it like probably took me till there to like really be like totally invested, which was about halfway or so. And so, like, I think, like, I did not guess the Junbei one, and I think that's, like, what made me like it so much more, because I guessed, like, the Laughlin one, and then I guessed, like, Like everyone knew that Dax is kind of weird, and he didn't like. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like obvious that he wasn't gonna be all that she like chalked him up to be.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I really liked the twist, but I also didn't see it coming, and I was like, kind of. I don't know if like they would have accepted it so quickly.
Yeah.
Because maybe
That was kind of like Lee accepted it so quickly. I expected Colbert, but not Lee. I thought he was like, be like, "Are you sure?" Or, like, ask a little bit more explanation.
Hello.
Hi, hey.
we're trying to fix my audio, so just ignore us.
So what do you guys think about Lachlan? Do you guys think that he's a good villain? I think he's an anti-hero. I don't think he's a villain, but he's not. I think he's more of an anti-hero in this case.
I don't know. I thought he'd
anything.
pretty
Trying
evil.
to make my audio work. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
Okay, I really wanted to hear what Dana just said, and I didn't hear any of it.
Can you hear me now?
I can. It's like it's super choppy, but like 2-second synopsis. What did you just say?
Lachlan seemed evil. Like pretty evil.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
I
had
heard evil. I hate it.
I had a bad vibe. I had a bad vibe about him, like from the minute when they were going through like the files, and she found like Cole's files when he was a kid, and they were experimenting on him when he was a kid. I was like, what the frick is going on? Like that's when I had the worst vibe about her dad. And then like,
are we talking about Lachlan?
yeah, Lachlan, her dad, yeah.
Okay. So you had a bad feeling about him when?
When like when Kat was going through the files and she found Cole's files from when he was doing experiments on him when he was a kid.
Oh yeah, 1000%. Like everyone should be at that point. Like that guy is not okay.
I was very perturbed. Like I just like, ugh.
I didn't like him from the moment she looked up at the cabin and was like, "I'm dead now. I'm going back to boarding school because he just saw me in this lake with this guy." I'm kind of like, that shouldn't be something that you think. And so I don't know why that stood out to me. Like I guess maybe other people have more strict relationships with their parents, so that's how they feel. But that felt like weird to me. Like why would he send you to boarding school because you're in a lake? It seemed like a really small offense for her to think that he was going to be that angry.
Well, I think it was her being with Dax.
Dads against daughters dating.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's what it was.
I don't know.
And Dax was someone that was working with Lachlan, so I think that was an issue too. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't like justify him at all. Like it doesn't justify like her fear in any way.
Yeah, there were so many bad like moments for him where I was just like, I don't like him.
Well, we find out later why, because that's not even her real dad.
Yeah.
So she probably just had that suppressed fear.
Yeah.
I really liked. I wish they had built his character more, but I did like the transition from her infatuation with Dax to Cole, and how she realized that she only really liked Dax because they were intellectual like equals and peers, and how that wasn't going to work as a relationship anymore because she needed someone who cared about her.
I like that too.
So I thought that was cool. I did still want to like Dax though.
Huh?
I wanted to still like Dax. Like I didn't need Dax to be villainized or made out to be just like a bad person. If you realize that, it should just more be like realizing, the reason why they were infatuated and why that doesn't actually work in a healthy relationship, as opposed to having to make Dax seem bad for it.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't feel like Dax was bad either. Like by the end, I just felt like he needed to like figure some stuff out, but like I didn't feel like he was like an inherently bad person. I don't think like they shaped him that way too. So I really appreciated that, like that he wasn't just like evil like her father kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree
By
with
the
that.
end of the book, I just didn't trust him because I feel like the way they built his character was he was a little too attentive to her. Like even in situations that were like super stressful, he was still calling her princess rather than like a sense of urgency would automatically make you want to call somebody by their actual name. But he kept with the like with the pet name princess, and I was like, I don't know why. But from like the moment she met back up with him, I was like, I don't trust him.
Yeah.
Right. I had the same feeling.
Yeah, I feel like it was just, he was really just just also a good coder. Like it wasn't ever really about the two of them. It was about
Just,
their
like,
work and the
Yeah.
the coding they like to do. So it wasn't, and I think that was okay, but it was kind of a mistake on both of their parts to ever think that it was going to be something else. And so I'm glad that was addressed. But the anger that she had after he attacked her because of the virus at the end, she wanted like vengeance, and so did Cole, and I guess Cole had more of a reason. But it's kind of like she was still mad about it, even knowing that it wasn't really his choice. And every time that a character is mad at a character for not their choice, like quick aside to Holland from Shades of Magic, it really bugs me because the
Spoiler alert.
know that it's not their choice, and they're still angry.
Right.
I love Holland so much.
I'm sorry, I had to make an aside to that because I love him, and I'm
Like, I was like, I always kind of hate that because it was like so obvious that it wasn't him too, because he was like fighting it as hard as he could.
Yeah.
Again, like I don't think he's a bad guy. Like so he was obviously trying to hold back to like protect her in a way, but he just couldn't because it's like whatever this inherent thing that like everyone is experiencing. But like,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like, okay, I know he like almost killed you, but like, don't be mad at him for it. Be mad at like the situation.
Yeah,
For sure.
be mad at Lachlan for it. Also, I wanted to know who all the other animals are. She was like, I'm the mountain lion, but then like, we don't get to know any of the others.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll come up in the next one. Maybe like if they see other people, they can talk about their spirit animal things.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see like where they take this series. Like I don't know if it's gonna be a duology or if they're gonna do like a true dystopian throwback and do a trilogy. I don't know what she's planning with this series, but I'm looking forward to see how she builds off of this book.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the world is very interesting. Like once I got into it, like I was very into it. It took some time, but I liked everyone like being infected and like fucking can hack genes. Like I don't know. I just think that's super cool. I just want to see how she continues it.
And now she can use the full panel now that she knows she doesn't have hypergenesis.
Right.
Which, oh my gosh, that was so trippy. I'm really excited to see them explore like her sense of identity, because obviously, I mean, she's June Bay, so I'm wondering like, was she Asian beforehand and then was changed genetically to be like Lachlan, and if so, and that changes her to a whole nother culture and a whole nother like that's a lot of identity to deal with having taken from you.
That is
right.
And so I'm wondering how that's going to be addressed.
I feel like she's gonna end up growing into a whole other person.
Huh?
Like she's gonna grow like as like a combination of the two people into like her person. I feel like, but I feel like I want to see more of the world because I feel like there's probably more than just like the two societies, like Cartaxis and the Snays. There's got to be more like groups of people, like on the.
Oh, there's gotta be.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
mean,
I
it
wanna see
takes place in our world, but like a post-apocalyptic. So
Right.
it's I mean, because Canada, they're going to Canada, like and they talk about LA and stuff. So it's just our world, but in this situation. So I'm wondering how she's gonna handle all of that because it's a lot. And I like the way that she's already like realizing how much it means to her that everything about her was changed, and now how she's going to move forward from that and deal with that. She's already talking about how do I go forward from here, and he's like, well, we'll figure it out. And so I don't know, I'm really excited to see what she keeps from her old self and what she what is added
Right.
from her new self.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like the sound of Junbei. She's a character I can get behind.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah,
feel
me
like
too.
I'd love for her to re-adopt some of her old self into what she has now as her new self and kind of merge the two, as opposed to just completely being like, well, this is the lot I was given, so now I guess I'm just this new person.
Oh, definitely. I think that'll be really interesting to see how she does that.
Crazy.
Right?
This book was like,
Hold on.
It was
Yes. No. It's at 9:45.
crying.
My mom was yelling at me from the other room.
I love this.
I love it so much.
She was like, "Are you guys still going?" I'm like, "Yes, Mom. I told you wasn't gonna be no hour." But I don't want to tell her that we started 40 minutes late. So it's like,
Oh, wow.
touche.
Hello.
No. Are we talking?
Close.
Before I have to sign off because I have to leave at 9:30.
Me too.
I really want to talk about like
For the
the
record.
last scene because that was like probably one of my favorite moments of like the whole book. But was the scene where he's like, I can get rid of this gene that makes people basically like hate the wrath, right? And I was like, you know what? That is a good idea, but the way he's going about it is not a good idea. But this is one of those ones where I was like, you question yourself on whether the means justify the ends, because it's like a world without war, but you take people's choice away, and it's like a confliction. And I was like, that was a very well like thought out plot point, and I really like it.
I totally agree. I loved that. I loved that dichotomy because I'm with Katarina on that, or Junbei Katarina, because he wanted to make people. It's kind of the age-old thing. You want to take away that bad that's inside of humanity, but he wanted to do it without telling people or giving them a choice. And then to me, that doesn't justify what you're trying to get, even if it's an honorable, goal you're trying to achieve. It doesn't justify you taking people's choice away.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And then like what happened at the skies, he just set them all off, and then they just boom.
Oh my god!
I was like, oh my god, what? That part tripped me out.
Yeah, I don't like the skies or Cartaxis. I don't like either of them. And
I trust 3 people: Katarina, Cole, and Lee. That's it.
Exactly. They are the only ones in this whole series that I can trust.
Same.
Yeah. Essential.
Okay, so since we did start late and all that stuff, I am gonna have to sign off as well. But I feel good. I feel like we discussed the book despite all of the mess.
I feel like this was a nice, chill, laid back vibe. I enjoyed this.
And I'm so freaking excited to discuss Norse mythology next month, you guys.
I know. I just put it on hold with my library. I'm just waiting to get it, like get the notification that it's there, and I'm so jazzed.
I did.
I literally like study stuff like this in school. Like I do like Norse sagas and stuff for like my lit classes. So I'm like so stoked for this book. It's like so
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be freaking
And, like,
awesome.
Neil Gaiman is like so acclaimed, and I've literally only read one of his books. Like I have so much Neil Gaiman on my shelf, but I've only read Coraline because I'm trash. So I'm really excited to see how he did this Norse mythology. I'm so jazzed.
I didn't even know who Neil Gaiman was until Rhiannon brought it up.
that's chill.
Everyone
I
though.
was like,
obsessed.
Yeah, he's supposed to be really
I'm
good.
like super,
I haven't read
super
his stuff.
excited. That's no surprise that I'm excited.
You're just excited to read about Loki.
Yeah, You know I'm gonna be talking about him the whole time.
well, this looks like a pretty good place to end it.
I think so too.
Yes.
I'm so glad to have this book club. It's my favorite thing to do every month.
Me too.
Heck
Me
yeah.
too. I love this so much. And I'm super excited for next month. Hopefully it'll be less of a hot mess. And yeah.
Yeah.
But it'll still be a hot mess. Let's listen. We need to stay on brand.
We have to stay somewhat consistent. Next time my freaking computer is gonna work because it's gonna be my computer and it'll be fine. So I won't have to
It's gonna be
next time.
all right. It was nice having Claire at the live show. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Claire.
Rhiannon is Claire. It's just like Katarina and Junbei all over again.
Oh my god.
So fitting.
And just
The same person.
Hot twist.
Screams.
Because I'm
All right.
screaming.
all right.
Yeah,
We will
Jonathan.
see you guys next month and we will announce the live show date soon. And we hope you all pick up the book with us and thanks for joining us.
Thank you all so much. I love having you guys here to hang out with us. It's my favorite thing.
Thank you.
I love
Everyone.
this book club.
I
It's the best.
have no sound either, so I'm with you.
We're a
I've
mess.
heard like half of the club show, so that's good. It's a good month.
It's a good time.
Alrighty, bye guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.